This time we're doing some really cool things that I have found on my travels. I hope that you guys are ready to do some shopping. I'm ready to do some selling. I've got things to get out of my house. My husband is ready for it to already be out. It's only been here a few days. Hey, Cheryl, how you doing? What are you looking for, darling? It's in the Ryobi box. Okay. Hey, Jules, how's it going? All right, we're gonna see what we can get done today. I may need you over here instead of over there, by the way. Huh? Ugh. Anyway, he's trying to get a battery together because he wants to play with his phone while we're over here sweating and slaving, just like a man. All right. I have lots of really cool things to share with you guys. So I've got a lot of vintage hankies and a bunch of this stuff I haven't even had a chance really to pull out of the bags just yet. So I am and have been working towards trying to get them separated and all of that stuff. So bear with me just a little bit here while we're waiting for some folks to come on. If you feel led to share this stream with your friends, I am happy to have more folks come in. We've got a lot of really pretty things. A lot of really pretty things. So look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? There's not a single stain or tear. Oh, a couple of little spots right there. They're light colored. I don't even know if they pick up on the screen, but there's one there and one there. But there are no tears. The stitching is all absolutely gorgeous. All right. Anyway, so that gives you an idea of things that we are looking at here. Here's another one. Look at that. You're going to have to sit over here, dear. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. All right. And a few more as we go along, and I'll be pulling out the tag strings and things like that to make sure that you don't get any extra junk. But lots of really pretty doilies, hankies, linens, and I have a ton. Well, I have quite a few vintage postcards. What? That are absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to share those with you. They were a terrific find. Most of the ones, so I found a couple of different stashes of them, and most of the ones that I found at the one shop, they are dated pre-1914, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the other ones I found, there are some that are dated in the 20s, but for the most part are still very old. So I've got a bunch of doilies. I have a bunch of hankies. I have some lace. I've got some fabric that I found, and we're going to just kind of see how everything goes, okay? So, what I'm starting out with here are hankies that are embroidered. So, all of these have some embroidery in them. And I'm trying to kind of sort out, I'm making sure as well, if there are any spots or whatever, I'm able to let you know that. But I'll open them all up so that you can see also. Because I want to make sure, of course, that everyone knows what's got in here, what's going on, and all that stuff. And then to say, while I was live earlier, I had talked just a little bit about kind of my vision for the Stampin' Chick show on Whatnot, and I have I have some ideas, which is kind of scary because some of my ideas get a little wild. As East Tennessee Treasures is Mr. Stampin' Chick, by the way, so everybody say hello. He can attest to the fact that sometimes when I get an idea, it's woo, holy cow. But I really enjoy shopping. It's kind of a bad habit. And I especially love shopping at thrift shops and antique stores. And that is not really good for me either. But I find that maybe if you guys love the stuff that I bring home, maybe I can do the shopping for some fun things to make me feel like I've been shopping and give me the buzz that I'm looking for, my little dopamine fix from shopping and finding good deals, and give you the ability to have said good deals, right? So it may just well work out. And if it does, then yay to all of us. And Mr. Sullivan might be a little bit happier because when I got home, he proceeded to say, "Oh my God, did you bring home as much crap as you took out there?" Because we know that's exactly what he sounds like. I love you, honey. Anyway, needless to say, he was trying to figure out why I came home with so many stinking boxes of stuff. And this is why, because I found some really, really cool things that I needed to get and thought that you guys might really like them also. And so I'm hoping that I'm not wrong and that we can get some of these. Oh dear. Matthew, darling. Hold on, folks. I'm going to mute my microphone for just a moment, but while I'm muting, please feel free to just kind of browse the embroidery on these hankies. Okay. Hi, everybody. I see folks are coming in. Thank you so very much for being here. I appreciate it. I've got lots of hankies and doilies and linens and vintage postcards. I shouldn't even say vintage because to me, vintage would be maybe 1950s, 60s, and these are all post 19 or pre 1930s. In fact, pre 1925. I don't think I saw any of them as old as 1925. Most of them are early 1920, early mid teens. And things like that. So they're much older than vintage. They are very antique, and a lot of different themes and designs for them too. They're absolutely fabulous. Okay, guys, there's a handful of the doilies. Whoops, too far. Handful of the doilies to show you. I'm going to start auctioning these here in just a moment, but give me a hot second to confer with my helper here because I've got to get something put on here. So I will be right back. Just take a look there and get your auctioning fingers ready, okay? All right. So, what I have going on, let me see, and I know that I may have a more of the doily or the hankies. So, give me just a second to get them all pulled out. And I'm trying to sort through, like I mentioned, those that have actual embroidery on them and those that may have some spots or stains, and then those that maybe don't have actual embroidery on them or whatever. So give me just a minute as I sort those through. Okay. Um, like I said, I just got home and brought these home with me, and I actually wasn't feeling too well for the first couple of days I was home. I brought back some kind of a virus that was not very nice, and I had to get steroids for it. And now I'm starting to feel much, much better. But anyway, it kind of made me icky. So I didn't have the ability to deal with these before then. But anyway, so I needed to get them sorted and separated here. But I think for the most part, they're pretty well okay. Now, um, these items have not been in contact with my dogs. They don't come down into my studio, and they haven't been down in my studio for a while now. They stay upstairs. However, um, I haven't washed these since I got them, and I have no idea if they come from pet free or anything else. None of them have none of them have a bad smell or anything like that so far anyway. If any of them I happen across, if they might have any kind of a funk or odor, I will definitely be sure to tell you. So I will give you all of the details as we go. Um, but I will give you what information I have. Okay, so if there is any information that you need aside from what I have already mentioned, please say so before you complete a bid. Um, and otherwise, we will go ahead and get started. Okay. So, let me see here. Alrighty. Hey, East Tennessee thrifty gals. I got stuff right up your alley tonight, ladies. I just got back home from one of my big 3,000 mile round trip across the Midwest things. And I managed to bring home some goods. Yes, dear. Well, actually, I just realized I can bring it directly from my. Hold on. Here. Let's see. Um, anyway, I just got home from my big Midwestern trip, and while I was there, decided to. Um, what are you doing? He's leaving. Huh? Oh, okay. Anyway, Lord love him, poor man is running crazy. Um, oh dear. Okay, here we go. Anyway, I had taken my big trip um, into Iowa and into Kansas, and while I was there and not necessarily doing a whole lot of things, I found some really nice thrifty places and some really handy antique shops. And so when I came home, Mr. Sullivan was trying to figure out how come I had as much stuff in the car as I had when I left. And that was quite interesting explanation. But I'm hoping that it was fruitful and that you guys are going to see all the potential here that I'm seeing, because I kind of tried to hone in a focus on a handful of different things. So I've got some handkerchiefs, I've got some doilies, a few crochet panels, I've got some vintage lace, and I've got some fabrics, and then I have some antique postcards and just some really fun stuff. So let's see here. Can you go through those and separate out like with like and check for stains and things like that, please? Okay, there's one last baggie that he's going to go through for us, but we're going to go ahead and put this into a listing. Hold on. Hold on just a second, folks. Yep, just make sure you put any stains up right now. Friends, I will also tell you, of course, if you're looking for something. Oh gosh, my throat's scratchy. Ooh, that's very pretty. Ooh, oh, okay. I'm getting excited about that bag. That one's got the good stuff. Anyway, just remember this stuff is old, and if it has some staining on it, you can either cut the embroidery things off, you can stain it, you can try to get the spots out. Maybe they're just light stains. I don't know. But I will definitely be sure to tell you for everything that there might be, okay? Oh, thank you so much for sharing the live stream. I appreciate it. Ooh, very nice. Okay. And would you also share it on your page, please? On Facebook? All right, let's see here. Hold on, let me make my post on Facebook on the Books of Faces. Actually, I think I'm broadcasting to maybe the Stampin' Chick Facebook page. I think I am. Okay. Oops. All right. I'm pecking almost one-handed, if that's what you guys are hearing. Trying to keep my arm out of the camera. All right, there we go. There we go. And then I can close that page so that I don't hear ding, ding, ding from notifications. All right, there we go. Okay. Now, let me do the listing, which I thought I had put in there, and then I realized I hadn't, and that's why I had muted things for a moment, was because I hadn't put them in. I had put all of my other things in, but I hadn't put those in. So, all right. Let's see here. Oh gosh. Okay. And then we need, why is it that whenever you do this live, it's like, you know what? That's why I always decide not to do it that way. Because when you try to set up a listing live, it has the 5,000,001 different playing card categories that there are. Instead of, where's my, there it is. Instead of, standard categories that make sense. You have like Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all the bazillion different things. And that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for simple categories. So there we go. Okay. Ooh. Now that one. All right, guys. So now if you have a better way of doing things, and I'm certain that someone does, please feel free to let me know. But I am just going to go through these kind of in little categories or little groups of what I've got going on here, because there's quite a few and I don't really know how else to go through them. So I'm just going to do what I can. And if you think of an idea that works better, feel free to let me know. Do these? Oh yeah, these have spots and things, right? Okay. Yep. Not that one. So those go in that category. All right. Whoops. Those ones are so delicate. That is beautiful. Y'all are going to love these. They are epic. And these are good. Okay. All right. Are you in there right now? Is that what it's looking like? Oh, let's see. All right, is that? There it goes. Okay. All right. I was kind of nervous for a moment because it looked like I was having issues with my screen, but apparently I'm not. So, all right. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to do a quick glance over a handful of the hankies at once, and then I'll do I'll open up the bidding for it, and the winner will get their choice, and then we'll go on to the next one and the next one and the next one until they're gone. Okay? Or until nobody bids. And then we'll go on to the next stack. All right? So, starting bid is going to be, where is it at? Oh, is going to be $2. And we'll keep going until they're gone. Okay? All right. Let's see here. Now, I'm going to take kind of generic picture because honestly, I'm just trying to get these posted. But we'll know what it means. Okay? All right. And it's not the category here. I'm just going to go with estate sales. Okay. I don't really know what else to go there, but we're going to just call this one hankies. Not hankines. I'm not sure what that is. And all the ones that have any kind of stains or spots or anything, I will have them in their own class, and that way we'll be able to sort it out a little bit that way. Okay. All right. Here we go. I need the scale, please. Make sure that we're good there. Okay. And I have a bunch of vintage lace here, and I'm going to sell that by the yard. Okay. So when you bid, I think the bids are set to start at $1, and you'll be getting to start bidding on them at $1, but it'll be for a yard at a time. Okay. All right. Double check that. Make sure we're good there. Yep. Okay. All right. Okay. Now the way to do this, go here. There. All right, guys. Are you ready? Hey, Andy Lyon. How's it going? Kay Hunter. Nice to see y'all. Okay, guys. Here we go. Just get, cluster it all up together. Wait. I don't want that in there. Don't put that in there. All right, guys. I'm going to talk a little about these right here, and I'm going to do a smaller batch. Let me stick those ones with those ones. Okay. All right. All right, guys. These right here, I've got this one. It doesn't have any staining. It's got the little holes from the safety pin. I think those will wash out pretty easily. You've got a beautiful little embroidered edging to it there. The edges are nice and the stitching is good. Okay. This one has kind of applique type piece to it here. You've got some French knots and embroidery stitching along it here. It has some embroidery and stitching, and actually I see that there's a spot there, so I'm going to pull this one out and I'm going to put this one with the ones that have spots. Okay, this one has got just a little bit of embroidered detail right here. Nice little thistle, very cute. That is not actually stitching coming loose. That is fraying from the material behind it. So if I do this, and you're seeing I'm just cutting along the selvage actually. The stitching is there and fabulous. There you go. All right. So there's that one. Okay. And then this one here. Absolutely beautiful. You've got the stitching and embroidery there. So these ones are all, I'll say, more simply embroidered, as in they have just a little bit of embroidery along the corner or one side, and really lightweight, but not a whole lot of detail. This one has a little bit more, as in it's got the little designs on all four corners, and it is a beautiful, beautiful fine fabric. But the details are kind of small, so I'm going to go ahead and run it with this anyway. Remember, the bidding is going to start at $2, and it'll be buyer's choice for the first, and then it'll run again, buyer's choice for the next, and so on. You've got beautiful embroidery stitching here. Okay. Everything is nice and intact. Clean napkin. Okay, there's that one. And then this one is really pretty. I love how they did it. And they actually appliqued on a tiny, tiny little doily. I don't know if you can see that, but that is really pretty right there. But that is only on one side. And it's got little stitches that I tried to pick out because I thought they were dirt. But it's just the weirdest little detail. But anyway, it's got 3 little dots of stitching on each of the other corners. And they match with the little dots here. All right. So there's those first 6. All right, guys, let me get this thing started. Did I just lose it? Did I just lose it? Where? Oh, for the love of Pete, where did it go? All right, Matthew, can you find it? Listen, you're here to work, not sit and watch. Oi. I gotta train this man better. Okay, let's see here. Please buy the yarn. Okay. Okay. There. All right, there we go. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get the listing started, and we're going to do it for like 20 seconds at a time, okay? All right, there we go, friends. If you would like to bid on any of the hankies there, starting bid is $2 a piece, and it is buyer's choice. Any of the ones that you would like there, any of them you see that you would like. All right, thank you for looking at that. Okay, let me set, no, I'll set it over here. That way I can keep track. Okay, the next set I have are a little more detailed. This one has a bit of embroidery around the frame. You can see you've got all of the little rosettes there. It's absolutely beautiful. I love how detailed it is, and this can be for all sorts of things. Just absolutely beautiful. I'm thinking that a couple of the ones that I picked out for myself, I'm going to be using in my junk journals. And I know that's kind of blasphemous, maybe, but they're absolutely beautiful. One of them I'm planning to just kind of tuck into pocket space. And then another one I might actually disassemble just a little bit and use it for a few different things. I kind of feel bad about that, but then kind of not, because, it was just sitting on a shelf in an antique shop. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that it was going to get any life otherwise. And now it will get to go in my journal. So there's that. Okay, this one is really neat. It's a little bit bigger, but it has an awful lot of embroidered detail. It, let me turn it around for you. It has an awful lot of embroidered detail on the one corner, and it has some really neat inlays in there so that you get different shades of fabric going on, which is really cool. It has the embroidered scallop stitch all the way around the doily, and the fabric's pretty nice too. All right, there's that one. This one's a lot of fun. This one has, wait, not that one. Sorry, not that one. And where's my pile? My piles. There we go. Wait a minute. Are these? Okay. This one is really neat. You can see all of the detail there. That's a beautiful shape. All of the intricate details. Absolutely fantabulous. And let's see here. This one should have gone in the other bunch, but I'll put it in this one since you haven't seen it yet. It's just got this really pretty detailed applique right here. It looks like this has come a little unstitched on this one petal, but everything else looks like, well, I think maybe it's just tacked in there, so that may be why. Yeah. All right, so there's that one. All right, and then one more maybe. Let's see what we got. Okay, this one's got some really cool design work on all four of the corners and some stitched flowers in each of the corners as well. Very pretty. This one will make some really cute little pockets or something like that. Maybe even maybe a mini dollhouse tablecloth or something. All right. Why does it keep vanishing? Okay, here we go again, guys. This one's starting at $2, and the bidding goes now. Remember, this is buyer's choice. So choose which hanky you prefer, and then we'll go on to the next. All right. There's so many of them to choose from. They're absolutely beautiful. No hankies tonight, guys? All right, let me put these ones aside. Okay. That one's all by itself. Let's do these ones here. Hey, everybody. I see more folks are coming in. Stock Diva, Mast, Brenda Sue. How are you, folks? All right. This one has a beautiful hearts and clover design going on. It's just gorgeous. Of course, you can see it's been folded since forever. And so let me see if I can get it back to where it was. Okay, there we go. It doesn't seem to have any kind of spot stains or damage aside from the little spot right here, which I think is maybe a pin mark or something from the safety pin. All right, and here's another one. So there's a twofer of these ones. There was probably an entire set that kind of laid together in a box, I would imagine, something to that effect. These ones are, they're also folded a particular way, so they've got some embroidery on the end here. Let's double check to make sure if there's any spots or anything. Okay, not bad at all. There's that one. Let's put those right there. And then this one, not too bad. Okay. Oh, and it's hard to see, isn't it? I'm sorry. There we go. Okay. All right, there we go, guys. We're going to run this one. $2, your choice. Look at all that detail. Isn't that just beautiful? These can be used for all kinds of craft projects, bookmarks, baby pillows, all sorts of things. All right, guys. Okay, now I'm going to go into a few of these others here. This one is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a nice lace trim to it. So pretty. Stitching is nice. Hi, lovely. How are you? Absolutely beautiful. Okay. There's that one. And then look at these ones. These are absolutely gorgeous and very delicate. This is kind of like organza, maybe. And the lace is just incredible. And then this one has a silk. Actually, that's probably what the other is too. It's silk and it's got beautiful, beautiful embroidery work around it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run these ones. Okay, and these will also be a buyer's choice starting bid at $2. Okay. There you go. If anyone's interested in those. Look at that. Isn't that so pretty? Love it. All right. Let me set these aside. Okay. The next ones I have, I don't know if these ones have any spots or not, but I'll just show you what I got. All right. You've got a beautiful little lily embroidered on this one. Doesn't look like there's any spots or staining. Stitching is holding up really well. Okay. There's that one. This one is little teeny tiny. It has some absolutely beautiful embroidery work here and some lace around the edge, but it does have a little single spot right here. And I don't know if that's something you might be able to get out or you don't care about or whatever, but it is there. Okay. This one, oh gosh. This one is absolutely heavenly. This is silk and it's got embroidery all the way around the edges. It has a lot of gorgeous little hand embroidered details in each of the four corners. All of the corners look just like this one. There are a few little stains on it. I'm seeing a spot here, little spot there, and another one there. But otherwise, it's in really, really nice shape, actually, and it is silk. It is so beautiful. All right. So there's that one. And then this one has a nice crochet type lace all the way around it. It's plain otherwise, but it does have a couple little tiny spots there. I don't know if that's rust from the safety pin or something like that. I didn't see any rust on it, but maybe. Let me just fold it out the other way so you can see. This would be a great one to do some coffee or tea dyeing with. It would take up really well. Let's do that. There we go. And then the last one in this group has a really pretty little lace ruffle crocheted onto it. Nice hanky. It's got a couple of little pink spots. Looks actually like maybe the color from the thread leaked onto it. I'm not sure. But otherwise, it has no stains, no tears, no anything like that. Okay. Let's put you under there. All right. Just remember about those spots. Okay, guys. One more time with the hankies here. All right, there you go. Remember, this is for buyer's choice, so take your pick of which one you like, and then we move on to the next. All righty. Well, I am taking this one out for myself because it is very pretty. There we go. Okay. Oh, I thought that was it for the hankies. I didn't run those ones. All right. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. The next set of hankies and the last ones before I move over to some of the postcards for a minute. These all have some sort of staining to them, okay? So these are as is. This will be winner picks 2 because I can change my starting bid. I'll do that and make it easier. So these will all have $1 starting bid for winner's choice. Okay. You can see all of the incredible detail work here, and this one is really, really soft. This is beautiful, but as you can see, it has a lot of staining right down the center of it. Okay, so all of this here is not shadow, that is staining. And it looks like there's a little bit of staining right there as well. Okay, so there's that one. That's unfortunate too, because that's really soft fabric. It's just beautiful. Okay, this one is absolutely gorgeous also. And this one has a really pretty design in the corner. It's got a nice, absolutely gorgeous antique lace trim all the way around it, and 3 little dots in each corner. And when you look on the negative side, you see it's kind of like a little lightning bolt. It's very cute. All right, so there's that one. Oh, and there's a kind of a tape stain right here where someone had put masking tape or something on it and it colored the fabric. All right, this one has a beautiful lace trim. However, as you can see, it has stains all the way around it. So this one is beautiful because it's intact completely, and all of the stitching is absolutely stunning and perfect. But this one definitely needs to see a dye bath. So you definitely want to make sure if you choose this one, it'll look absolutely brand new once you stain it a different color. Okay, there's that one. I keep getting out of screen here, and that's driving me bonkers. Okay, this one has a beautiful, what are these, lilies of the valley? And it's so pretty. Just gorgeous. There are a few of them on each of the corners. Well, opposites anyway. 2 here and 2 here, and then the main right there. But this whole section has staining, and this does too, where it was folded over it. So basically, along the corners, it's got some staining. I don't know if it'll bleach out. You're welcome to try, but it does have those spots, so be wary of that. This one is a very similar situation. In fact, I think it may have come out of the same bag. So I'm sure this is just time wear, but it's got the staining, the antiquing, the patina, the vintage patina. But it's no longer brand new white looking. And this one is actually pretty bad with the spots as well. So anyway, I don't know, maybe Woolite can get it out actually, but who knows. But this has also got some really pretty lilies of the valley on it. This one actually still has its sticker that shows that it was made in Switzerland, and it is all cotton. So this one's fancy schmancy. Okay, there's that one. And then the next one here has a really pretty intricate embroidery design, and it's got a little thin lace trim around it, and it does have a few little speckles here, right there and right there where it's faded on each other. I'm not sure what that is, but just little spots there, so beware of that. Okay. And then, hey, pocket-sized meatloaf, how are you? And then this one is really interesting. It has a really soft texture to it. And I mean, I'm sure it's cotton, but it's just very, very soft, like a brushed cotton or something. It's got a beautiful, intricate detail work. This is really neat because it's actually kind of like cutting out the stitches away from the stitches. So you can see some of the remaining stitches that leaves the designs, but I can't even imagine. Anyway, it's very pretty, but it does have a little stain right here in this area. And right here in this area that you want to make sure that you know about before you bid on it if you like this one. But this one is so soft. This one's the one that you would just hang on to help you feel more comfortable or something if you were having a bad day. All right, guys, here we go. The last of the hankies going up for auction now. Let's see. I'm going to start this one at $1 bids. There you go. Okay, guys, $1 bids. Start these ones off. Buyer's choice pick of the hankies. All of them have some sort of a spot or another on them, but they all are still fully intact and no tears or anything like that. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, friends, no hankies for you today. I gotcha. All right. Let's take a look here and see. I'm going to set all of these aside. I'm going to put these ones like that so I know which ones are which. Okay. All righty then. Okay, guys, the next thing I've got are some absolutely gorgeous doilies. I will let you know if they have any spots or tears, but these will go, I don't think that I can do them more than one at a time because they're too big to fill the space. So I'm going to do these one at a time, and we will just go through them rather quickly, okay? All right, let me grab my deal here. This was what is it doing to me? I have no idea because it's being saved to the gallery. Okay. Well, let's see if it is indeed. There we go. Aha! Okay, here we go. Finding the things. Sorry, folks. And I even had music playing, but at some point it stopped itself, so double check my shipping here. Don't want to charge anybody too much. Yeah. All right, guys. Okay, friends, these are all going to be going at $2 starts, and then I will go on to the bigger doilies that'll go to a $4 start, and I have a couple of other doilies that are big, like little tabletop size or centerpiece size, and they will be a $6 start. Okay. So we'll go through these kind of quickly. I'll give you just a quick of what's what. This one is absolutely gorgeous. As you can see, it's really interesting and unique. It does have a little bit of discoloration right here. Okay, so let me get that one going, and it has started now. So if you would like this one, thank you so much for your bid there. I appreciate that. These old doilies are so gorgeous. I mean, if you don't crochet, you have no idea how much work goes into these, but they are just beautiful. All right, thank you so much for that purchase. I appreciate it. These ones, this especially, anyway, you could probably separate the stitches right there and make 4 little individual doilies. So, all right, this goes to CL Blanton. Sorry about that, friend. We're gonna get a label for you and get it right here, dear. Okay, this is your job here. You see the name? Put the sticker. All right. There we go. Okay. This next one has a lot of ruffle to it. I don't see any issues with the stitching. It needs blocked a little bit, but it's a ruffly kind of doily. It does have a few little spots though. When I turn it over here, I've got a few here and a few here. So again, I don't know if Woolite can maybe get it out or if it just needs to be stained a different color. But we'll get this one going right now, okay? And there we go. All right. Thanks so much for that. I appreciate that. I know you must know a little bit about crochet and doilies. These doilies are absolutely stunning. And, you know, the amount of work involved in all of the detail here is just incredible, actually. I mean, they're just beautiful. All right. There you go, friend. You have won another one. All right. There we go. Okay, here's this one. Don't see any stitching issues. And there doesn't appear to be any staining either. So this one, wait. Is that just my eyeballs playing, or is there a little spot right here? Maybe my eyeballs playing. Just my eyeballs playing. This one is nice and clear for you. All right, so here we go for this one. Going now. Oh, yes, exactly. And it's, you know, it's so hard. When I was going through some of the shops, a lot of the things that I had picked up, I picked up with the intent that I would put them or sell them in junk journaling kits. And this also goes to the same buyer right there, please. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. And some things were really just too difficult to buy, knowing that's what I was going to do for them. It's like, oh, because they are absolutely gorgeous, and I can't stand the idea. But, sometimes it is what it is. All right, this one is really beautiful. It is very finicky and very delicate, and I'll be honest with you, I can't tell with 100% certainty how well the corners are actually stitched, because it almost looks like they're just knotted. And I don't want to pull on them too hard because obviously, they're really old. So I'm going to say that this one is an as is, okay? Because what I know from crochet and stitching is that there are stitches missing. Like this one right here, this whole space is not the same as the other corners. And so I think that probably it's got a little bit of integrity issues with the corners. Um, and the little clusters in each of these sections, I'm not sure about. But all of this stitching in here is just really incredible. Okay. So I think, especially if you're using it for your journaling and stuff, yeah, it would be. I think this would actually be an incredible black dyed one for Halloween. But, whatever. I'm actually kind of sad that I didn't think about that before. But anyway, if you're going to be doing a Halloween one, I think this one might be a great one because it kind of has a spiderwebby look to it. All right, here we go. We're starting this one now. All right. And I'm not seeing any staining on this one. Is that nope, that's just a little speck of something. No, there's no staining on it. It's just very delicate. All right, love. This one goes to you as well. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm going to fold that square for just now, but I'm not going to put any pressure on it. Just lay that one on the top, please. Okay, now I'm going to start running the next round of doilies at the $4 starts, okay? And then I'm going from there. So let me go back to. Are you gonna. No, not do that. There we go. All right. Okay, friends, here is the first of the $4 bids. As you can see, this one is so much more detailed and quite a bit bigger. It doesn't have any integrity issues that I can see. However, I'm not doing a lot to pull on the edges. I'm just kind of giving them gentle tugs. So they are old, and I don't want to damage something that isn't already damaged. Okay. But if something were blatantly loose, I should be seeing it. And I'm not seeing anything. So this one is a very nice, well put together, absolutely gorgeous doily. All right. And this one is starting the first of the $4 bids right now. I think this one would make a really pretty pocket, a couple of pockets actually. Or if you were dismantling anyways, maybe you could cut around this section and stitch it and make ruffle. That would be a cute one. All right, I'll hang on to that one. And the next one up is this one right here. This would make a nice journal cover. There is a little bit of patina, some spotting right here, a little bit of discoloration down here at the end, right on the edge. But this one is in really good shape and lots of beautiful detail. I think there's a little bit of discoloration here. I can't tell if that is or if it's just shadowing, but either way, I'm just going to tell you it is. And when you get it and you find that it's only that one spot, then it'll be great. All right, here we go. Starting that bid section now. Oh, maybe. Hold on. There it goes. Okay. Yeah, this is a really nice one, isn't it? I love all of those little squares. The center section, it's also pretty. Hey, Skunky Junk, how's it going? Tiffany, how are ya? Brett, thanks for stopping by. All right, love, there you go. Okay, there you go. Okay. Oh, wait a second, folks. Don't. No, that's fine. Don't bid on that. There's nothing there to bid on. I clicked it and I didn't mean it. We'll just let it run out. All right. While that one is running its course, let me show you the next one here. This one is an absolutely beautiful rose kind of pattern. It's all in good detail. Everything is intact and beautiful. I see a little light, maybe like tea stain right there and right there and right there. But they're very, very light and looks like it's on the back side even. So let me get that. And by the way, I need to... Oh, that's why I can't. There we go. Haha, I can't edit. Okay. Why are you shaking your head at me? Huh? There we go. All right, friends. That one is getting ready to start. Wait. Right now. There you go. Hey, Memory Moth. All right. There you go. Absolutely beautiful pieces. I really have a fun time looking for doilies, especially. And sometimes it's really hard to find them because they either that or you find them and they're ridiculously expensive. But I really enjoy looking at the stitches. But of course, I'm a crocheter, so I really appreciate all of the work that goes into each of them as well. All right, friends, here is the next of the $4 starting bids. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and take a look. All of the stitching is intact, and there doesn't appear to be any kind of staining or anything like that. And there we go. So pretty. I imagine some girl just sitting in a quiet space working the crochet hook. All right. Now, these are not actually doilies, but they're more like embroidered fabric. And there are 4 pieces of them, and I'm keeping them together because it makes sense to do that. So could be like curtain fabric or something like that, but it's doily fabric. It's really soft and the pattern is beautiful. There are no holes, there are no tears, and the stitching is all beautiful and intact. So I'm going to go ahead and start this one. And I don't know, they're at least 6 inches wide. Yes. And not quite 6 inches tall, but they're at least 6 inches wide. So if you took a tiny bit off the wide and put it on the top, you'd have 4 6x6 ish pieces. Okay, so there's your measurement. And this one is going to start now. Postcard Guy, you are in the right place today, my friend. I have a few more doilies in this category that I'm going to run. And then I have a bunch of early 19 teens postcards that I will be listing. So don't go anywhere. All right. Thank you very much for looking at those. I have just a couple more in that $4 start category, and then we'll move on to the $7 start. I'm sorry, the $6 start, and there are only, I think, 3 in that. So, okay, this one is a beautiful rose kind of trellis type of doily. I don't have a tape measure. Thank you. We're going to guesstimate here because my ruler is 12. It's 18 inches by approximately, well, if I were to square it up, let's see, right about 10 inches. What are you watching? Oh, that's me. That looks so weird in the screen. Oh, okay. So it's about 18 inches by 10 inches. You can tell it's a pretty decent sized piece there. Beautiful on the back side as well. I don't see any stains or spots or anything like that. So that's wonderful. It's a beautiful piece. And I'll start that auction at $4 starting now. Okay. So pretty. Well, here's the funny thing. Hi, Tracy. How are you? The funny thing is that this fancy schmancy microphone that you got me for Christmas really picks up sound very well. All right, let me see here. All right, folks, the next one I have is a beautiful golden wheat pattern. And actually, unfortunately, I don't do this one justice at all because it really needs to be blocked. It would be easily another probably 3 inches by 3 inches wider than it is. Hey, honey paper, how are you? And the pattern would show up so much better. So let me turn it around, but I just want to double check the stitching right quick while I do, just to be sure. You know, a lot of the patterns that we see on these old doilies, they just don't bother doing anymore because it's so bloody much work. So imagine just for a moment, each of these wheat stems here. You have, let's see, there's 4 triple crochet, quadruple crochet, something like, probably quadruple crochet. Um, and then another 4 up here into a cluster to make one leaf. And this is done in the tiniest of thread with the tiniest of crochet hooks that would make even a girl with 20/20 vision go cross-eyed. And it's just absolutely beautiful work. But let me just lay it out a little, and I'm going to attempt to kind of partially block it, but not really, because like I said, I don't want to hurt it. What you would want to do if you were actually going to block this to put on display, like if you were going to put it on a dresser or a nightstand or whatever, I would recommend steaming it, because as you steam it, then you're also adding back a little bit of moisture into the fiber because it is older, so it's not as pliable as it used to be. But it is cotton, so it should be okay. And just as you steam, just take care to kind of gently tug and put something down to hold it steady. And as you can see, even just in the little bit of effort I'm giving it right here with my fingers, with no steam or heat or anything else, it really wants to behave and it wants to show you how beautiful it is. So look at that. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? It's beautiful. Okay. All right, guys. So this one, I'm going to go ahead and start as well on the $4 starts. And I'm going to give you the measurements. But like I said, you will get an extra good 2 inches probably once you block it out. But it's measuring a bit over 12 inches. So right about 12 inches-ish. But anyway, like I said, you should get maybe 14 by 14 out of it, somewhere in there. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start that auction now. Here you go. $4 bid to start. Absolutely beautiful. Charles Martin, how's it going? Always follow your soul. How are you, friend? Monica, how's it going? Madison, I see everybody coming in. Thank you so much. Say hello. Let us know you're here. And tell us how things are in your neck of the woods. We're here in East Tennessee, and we had a bit of semi-monsoon, right? The power flashed, and it sounds like it's picked up again. Did it?
No.
I'm hearing things, folks. That's what's going on with me. I don't know. All right. Here we go, folks. I have 2 different doilies that are very similar, but not. One's a little bit bigger than this one, but they are cotton doilies. They seem to be in really good condition. And let's see here. Not seeing. Oh, I see a couple of little spots right here that I would not even have noticed. In fact, that looks like it's flaking. Looks like it's flaking off. So I bet you could just gently hand wash that out. Anyway, really pretty. You've got the pineapple stitch on here. So now you're looking at that design right there. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me look at the other side. Everything looks fabulous. I'm going to go ahead and start this one as soon as I tell you the measurements. And again, much like with the other one, this one needs to be It needs to be blocked out to really get a good actual size, but you'll at least know this is at least how big it is. And this one is, yeah, it's going to be a 12 plus inch circle as well. So, all right, there you go for that one. The starting bid now. And there you go. This is just so cool. I bet I could take a look at that and make an ornament out of that pattern, just that set right there. That would be beautiful. All right, guys, thank you so much for looking. And then last of the $4 items are right here. This one lays out really, really nice. It's a bit softer. It's a looser and softer cotton than the last doily was. The stitches are more simple, so they lay down a little bit easier here. You can see it does have some spots, though. There are quite a few, and I couldn't tell you if it's just dirty or if it's actually stained. But this kind of cotton fabric, you could literally drink your coffee, put your grounds in a cookie tray, and pour some hot water over the grounds again, and leave this in there, and you would have a really nice coffee stained, beautiful doily, and you wouldn't even know that there were any spots on it before. All right. Very, very pretty. Okay. No issues in the stitching or anything like that. Everything looks good and snug. Nothing going to fall apart or come undone on you. This one is quite a bit bigger. It's probably 16 plus inch. Let's see. There's 12. 14, 15. Yeah, it'll be at least a 16-inch circle with it blocked out. So I'm going to go ahead and run this one at $4 starting now. All right. Mr. Sullivan, can you hold down the fort for a hot second? I shall return directly. Did you hold it down?
Yeah, I think on the more.
Oh. All right, friends. Thank you so much for watching that. Okay, let's see. Hey, CL, I've got a question for you, friend. Were you in here when, or are you still in here actually? Did I lose you yet? Were you in here when I was showing the hankies? I don't know if you use hankies in your journals or not, but I've got a bunch of these that have really pretty floral designs on them. And a bunch of them, excuse me, I'm sorry for that, a bunch of them have dollar starts. Okay, nope, I don't have 3. I only have 2. They're the last of my bigger doilies, so I'm going to go ahead and show them. Obviously, they will not show all in one screen, but these are Our big rounds, they are approximately, hey Kristen, how are you, friend? Let's see, 12, 24, probably 30 inches blocked. They're a minimum of 28 loosey-goosey. Okay. This one does have some spots. I don't know if it's just dirt. I tend to think it is because, or you know what? It's probably candle wax. That would make sense because it's kind of hard. I bet it's candle wax, guys. Exactly. He is so smart. You can iron it out with wax paper. If that's what it is, which honestly, it feels like what it is because it's a little stiff right here where the spot is. Okay. But everywhere else on this doily is absolutely fantastic, except right there also, which is actually just on that one stitch. It makes me wonder if that's a repaired stitch. I don't think so because I don't see any knots and I don't feel any. But, well, maybe. I can't be sure. If that is a repaired stitch, it is the best repaired stitch I have ever seen in the history of ever. So I'm not sure, but maybe. Anyway, and looks like there's a couple of spots right here. And let's see, is there anything else? I don't think so. Just that big spot. Okay, so this one is an approximate 30-inch round. I'm going to say a 28 to 30-inch round crocheted table topper doily. And this one is actually going to start at $6. And let me just edit. And I'm sure there's an easier way if I had already had it done in different numbers, but then I can't ever find it. So this is just one of those times where apparently, being middle-aged and your children not wanting to help you anymore is just like whatever. Hey, the hip hoarders, how are ya? All right, guys, here we go. This one's starting out at a $6 bid. And there we go. This would make a really nice vintage guest room nightstand cover, actually. It could go on a dresser, yes. Or a vanity. I'd love to get one of those really nice old school vanities. It would look good on the TV stand down here. You want to put it on there? It smells like cinnamon sticks. Maybe that's the smell of the candle that spilled on it. Okay, the last one is, I don't know if it's the same size, but it's pretty darn close. It definitely has a more detailed design. 12, 24. No, actually, 26, 27. It may be just a tiny skosh smaller. So I'm going to say this one's a 27 to 29 inch. Maybe not 29, maybe 27, 28. I'm trying to account for blocking. Okay, so if you're wondering why I'm throwing up the between numbers, it's because of all of these little wrinkles that you're seeing in here. With crochet, the fabric will lay flat, and that will be your accurate measurement, which the only way I can get that is to block it, which means to spray it, spread it out, pin it down so that it lays flat. And it's basically like the old fashioned way of starching it. But anyway, uh, it's 27 to 28 inches approximately. It does have a little tail hanging out right here. But I am actually going to take a needle and tuck that back in rather than cut it, because I don't know how short that thread is, and I don't want to pull or tug on it. So I'm going to tuck the tail in, so that way it won't be there when you get it if you bit on it. Okay, but that looks like the only integrity issue of the doily. Now, as you can see, here we go. There are several spots. It's definitely had something spilled on it. I don't know that that's candle. that's not actually that's not actually stiff like wax. That's like dirty something else. So it does have those spots that you see, a little bit right here, and these ones, and this. Okay, so right there, and those, that's what you've got to work with. Okay. So what I would recommend for this one, if you want this, is to give it a really nice, loving hand wash. You could spray a little bit of Dawn, what is it, power spray on it, and then just kind of work it with your fingers. Don't pick at it much, just kind of work it a little bit, and then rinse it and see if you can get it clean. And then if not, at least the dirty elements will be out of it, and then you can stain it. Okay. Something like this would stain beautifully in a powder blue or a pink or something like that. So open your mind to different possibilities with these things. It is so much fun. Okay, so let me go ahead and get this one started. And then this will be the last of the doilies for the evening. I do have the hankies that I've already run, but I will come back around and run the rest of them later if anyone is interested. But as soon as this auction is over, I'm going to run the postcards. And thank you so much for looking at that, guys. I'm going to go ahead and run the postcards, and then I'm going to run some vintage lace. Okay. And I have a few fabric pieces, and I've got some little cute farmers market kind of signs. Okay. All right. So where are my postcard people at? Are you in here? Because these things are beautiful. Let me make sure that I have them in here. What are you doing?
I can hear myself.
What do you mean you can hear yourself? You are so weird. Good Lord. I don't know what to do with you. All right. Let's see here. It is so quiet in the chat tonight. Is anybody out there? Oh, I don't know what anti-gluglugen is, but that's not what I was looking for, obviously. All right, all right, all right. Here we go. These postcards are all listed as very good because 99% of them are handwritten on. They've been postmarked, run through the post. Obviously, they have some wear and tear. They are over 100 years old. So they're old. Every one of them are literally over 100 years old. Some of them are even more than 110 years old. So they are definitely old. I will tell you if there are any tears or anything like that, and I'll give you a quick glance over the back of the postcard. But these will be on like a 20-second bid thing also, okay? Because I don't want us to have to be here all night just from looking at some postcards. But they are so cool, and I think you're really gonna like them. I'm going to list them as collage because that's what a lot of them are. And you know what? So many of them are so many different things. I'm just putting color and I'm putting print, okay? Because I'm trying to keep it as generic as possible. And I don't want to get in trouble for saying it's the wrong thing, but okay. And let's see, the majority of them, and they're all about the same size. Obviously, there are a few variations here, but most all of them are right about 5.5 by 3.5. So, 3.5 by, more like 5 3/8 or 5 1/4. Let me see. No, 5.5. That's what I'm going to put them as. 5.5, 3.5 by 5.5. Please don't call me a liar if you get it and it's 5 3/8. I apologize for that 1/8 of an inch difference. But these will be what they'll be, not a specific. Yep, definitely 0 to 1 ounce shipping. Not in. Oh yeah, we definitely want that. Hold on. No. Quit. Thank you. Okay. Hey, Vintage, how's it going? All right, now, there it is. Okay, guys. Now, how about we do like we did with the first set of doilies? I'll show you a few of them, and then I'll run the bid and winner's choice, and then we'll go again and again until they're gone or people stop bidding, okay? I have a lot of different ones. I actually have, I don't know how many of them are sitting right there. A lot. I pulled a handful out that I really, really liked already too because they're all absolutely gorgeous. But anyway, just know that whichever ones you don't use or don't want is not going to hurt my heart because I'm going to keep them all. He's giving me the look. But these things are beautiful. And you know what? Most of them have really cute little notes. And I wish that people did this again. So, anyway, here we go, guys. This one loves glowing light upon your birthday shine, and every passing cloud with silver line. Super pretty. It does have some embossing. The flowers are textured. There's some gold in here. The letters are textured and many returns of the day. Yours, and I don't know if that says Marnissa, not sure, but it's to Maud Fuller, 1898 to 1911. So I'm not really sure if that date is just a guesstimate or what there, but anyway, there's that one. Wishes sincere, absolutely beautiful. From Grandma, Mrs. Laura something Osborne. Absolutely beautiful. And I actually think there's some other kind of writing coming in here you might be able to decipher on your own. Aren't they gorgeous though? Okay, this one has obviously some little bit of wear, and it looks like it's got kind of a crease mark maybe here and right here. But as you can see, it's still intact really well. This one is dated Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, October 5th, 1909. Dear cousin, I am well. The peaches are ripe, and please tell Abe mother will send the peaches to him very soon. Mrs. Sabina George, Lily, Cambria, Colorado. Oh, Cambria County, Pennsylvania. And look at the postcard mark there. It's so cool. I love it. All right, there's that one. This one has a really nice metallic look to it as well. I love that sound. Mrs. Johnson Laughley, September 3rd, 1910. Greetings, yours, Mrs. A.S. McGinty. Well, we don't have a whole lot of words, do we? All right, there's that one. Happy be the hours of every day, and fortune befriend you all through life's way. Greetings. And this one is a blank postcard. This one's never been sent. That's sad because it's very, very pretty. All right. So I think, hold on, can I get one more in that screen? Probably not. So let me go ahead and run these ones. All right, guys, here we go. The antique postcards, winner's bid. I'm going to start them at $2 each. And the winner gets to choose which of the postcards they would like to have. And then we will continue to go from there. Okay. I think there's an awful lot going on this weekend. And maybe folks aren't around. All righty. Okay, is there anybody in here that can tell me if you're in here, first of all, if you can hear me, and if you're interested in the postcards? I don't want to waste our whole evening going over postcards if nobody's even in here anymore. It's been a slow night tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and work this next round of horizontal ones. Maybe somebody will be able to respond and let us know if they're still in here or whatnot. So, still with you in thought and wish. You don't. You're so funny. You're so funny. This one's dated 1909, and I can't really read it out because it's in pencil. Hello, did you go to church last night? I did not get to go. Betty said they had quite a crowd. I don't know. I can't read that. I can't read it, but it's cute. Okay. And there actually may not, I don't know. It says that there's a couple of people in here, but I'm not sure. Let me see also. Let's take a look and see if okay. There's a sincere birthday wishes from Luella to Aunt Minnie. That one's cute. And honestly looks like it was just given to her, like put in her box or dropped off because it doesn't have any postage. That one is an absolutely beautiful lily with a gold background. And this one has some pencil writing, which I am not sure, but it's addressed to Grandma Steins, maybe? Oh, Grandma Steins in Amsterdam, Ohio. That's pretty cool. And that would have been the other vertical one I was looking for that I could have done with the other batch, but that's okay. I don't know how I came across that, but let's see. There's another. Okay, best wishes for Christmas. Let every merry chime ring out in note sublime. A sweet and joyous Christmas. To Mr. and Mrs. Jake Snyder from Mr. Ben Hoover. Okay. There we go. All right, so we'll go ahead and run this batch and see if there are any takers here. Okay. There we go. Running those postcards. And if I don't see any comments, I think I'm going to go ahead and close out. I might go ahead and end the show. I don't want to keep anybody busy or anything. And I'm not seeing the stream. I'm not seeing the stream showing up. Hey, Gidget, how are you? JR Torino, how are ya? Thank you for coming in. I was thinking that we may have been left all alone out here in Whatnot Land. Thanks for joining us. I've got some antique postcards here, and most all of them have some sort of writing on them. This one actually doesn't have much, but most of the ones that do have any writing or have any information that have dates, the postcards are in the 1900-somethings or 19-teens. So they're very, very old, absolutely beautiful, still in absolutely incredible shape. This one is a blank one. Best wishes, dearest wishes, fondest thoughts I send thee. Happy be thy birthday morn. May the best of luck befriend thee. Give thee rose without the thorn. So cool. Okay, there's that. And from us folks to you folks. From us folks to you folks, there's going the best and sunniest greeting that can be expressed. A joyful Easter. This one's dated 1917. but I can tell you I love their handwriting. Hello, sister. Oh, dear sister and friendly. I'm just going to make up whatever I want to because I can't read it anyway. Dear sister and family, we all send greetings and best wishes. A. He signs things the way I do. D. Our address now is 619 South Steele. Mrs. Frank Gresley, Rosendale, Missouri. Interesting. I'm looking for another vertical one so that it's easier to see them. Here we go. This one will work. A happy Christmas, a Christmas greeting, kind and true, I send in friendship's name to you. And this one is dated from Uncle Jim, 1921, to Evelyn. Yeah, that's a really pretty one, though. And what I think is really cool, not with this one. This one's flat, but this one has some gold foil trimming or golden elements around the stems. And this one is pretty flat, but this one is raised up. It's embossed, which is really, really cool. Hey, Dougie, how's it going? All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and run these ones. These are Bidder's Choice, $2 for opening bids. They are approximately 3.5 by approximately 5.5 inches tall. And I'm starting to get a scratchy throat, so it may be a good idea to go ahead and pause for the night. Okay, guys, thank you all so much for hanging out with us this evening. I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, but I'm going to set this stuff aside, and I may try to come back on tomorrow evening or something. I know with the weather being the way it is in many parts of the country and a lot going on this weekend, folks are busy and things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just tuck this stuff away, and that way maybe we can pick it up again later. So if you see anything on my list, I will I'll try to keep up with everybody, and if someone needs something or you want to see something, just send me a message and let me know. We've got some vintage lace and trims. Some of these are absolutely beautiful. I mean, check out that one. Just gorgeous. And this one is really pretty. And another one there. So really nice things there. And then, of course, I've got some other stuff that I didn't get to show yet this evening. But I appreciate everybody, and thank you all so very much for being here. And I hope that I will see you all again soon, okay? So until next time, my friends, have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to y'all later, all right? Bye. Oh, let's see. I don't know if there's anybody left in here to raid with. But let's see here. I'm not sure. I'm looking for maybe a new seller. Let's go check out Rustic Orchid and see what they've got going on, okay? All right, guys, here we go. We're going to go raid.